Is Ghana actually behind schedule to host the rest of the continent in 2023 for the Africa Games? Well, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mustafa Usif, insists that Ghana is ready and will be organizing the most eventful competition ever in the history of the Games. And Hasaacas Ladies, they will be in action today in the first ever Women's Super Cup competition organized by the Ghana Football Association. We'll be hearing from head coach Yusuf Basigi, who says that his team is depleted, but he will be willing to put up a team capable of competing against the best. And also, what is happening in the Ballon d'Or Awards ceremony as we build up to the awards ceremony on Monday, November 29, which is going to be live on Joy Prime. Welcome everybody to AM Sports with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullahi. Minister of Youth and Sports, Mustafa Usif, has disclosed the government's intention of staging a successful African Games in their first ever attempt. Despite the delay in construction of infrastructure, Usif insists the country is not behind schedule and will organize a memorable event.
And a memorable 13th African Games that will go into the history as the best organized African Games ever. What I have stated are just the tips of the iceberg. The terms of reference that I've stated are just the tips of the iceberg. But a comprehensive one will be attached to your letters of appointment. Ladies and gentlemen, successful hosting and organization of the 13th edition of the African Games will no doubt provide an excellent opportunity for us to convince the entire world that Ghana is indeed a preferred destination to organize and host international mega sporting events. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by wishing all members of the subcommittee a most satisfying experience after going through these difficult processes of delivering a successful African Games come 2023.
Let's talk about Hasaacas Ladies now, and they have turned their attention to the Women's Super Cup competition as they take on Lady Strikers later today. But there's a challenge of getting the team ready for the tournament after the tiredness and disappointment on the continental level. My colleague Haruna Mubarak has the rest of the story.
A painful scene for Ghanaians, seeing Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa lift the maiden edition of the CAF Women's Champions League at the expense of Hasaacas Ladies. It was the first defeat the Ghana champions suffered in the tournament. Before the final, Hasaacas Ladies had won 3 matches and drawn 1, scoring 10 goals, the highest in the competition. However, they failed to turn up in the final, leaving many asking what went wrong.
But as a technical person, I had to quickly find a reason or solution why, or reason why we couldn't win the trophy. But at that particular moment, what came to my mind was the match against Asfar. It really drained the players because Asfar stretched the team so much that we need to exert extra energy to play them in, because that was when we needed to qualify for finals and we could not afford to lose that match. So in the second half, we exerted a lot of energy, and definitely to get back the hyper compensation was not going to be easy within a day or two. And we had only 2-3 days to rest. The third day we play. So, in fact, it really drained us. And if you look at the South Africans, they are quite younger.
4 days after landing in Ghana from Egypt, where the inter-club competition was held, the Takoradi-based club now have to focus on the Women's Super Cup as they come up against Lady Strikers. Chief Executive Officer of the club, Evelyn Nsia Asari, says the players need a break.
The Super Cup is starting on Thursday, but we'll be playing a match on Friday. My players are tired. Our fourth match, that was the semi-finals, it drained us a lot. We could see from the faces of the players, but we cannot absent ourselves from the Super Cup, so we'll do it.
8 of their players have been invited to the Black Princesses and the Black Maidens camp. Despite the absence of some key players, Yusuf Bazigi is certain of putting together a team.
Sure, they need. And even now, as I'm speaking, 6 of my girls are going today. They are leaving to Pram Pram to join their colleagues under 20. And 2 has also been invited to Black Maidens. So I'm handicapped with 8 players. But all the same, I'll raise a team to compete.
The tournament serves as a preparatory ground and additional incentives to clubs and players ahead of the 2021-2022 season, which will commence in January next year.
And let's still stay on the Women's Super Cup. The newly introduced competition began on Thursday at the Medina Astros turf. Well, only one team was able to manage a win in the first game of the competition, which was Soccer Intellectuals. Unfortunately, the other teams that competed drew their matches. Well, my colleague Michelle Queno was there and came through with this report.
So it's been a decent first day of the QIC Women's Premier Super Cup here. 5 goals have been produced in day 1. The game we just ended was between Soccer Intellectuals and Berry Ladies. Earlier on, we had Hasaacas Ladies draw 2-2 with Prisons Ladies. But with me here is Coach Duncan, who is the coach of Soccer Intellectuals, and he managed to mastermind a 1-0 win over Berry Ladies. Coach, despite your team being on the back end for most parts of the game, you've come out here with a 1-0 victory, and it's been a good start. You are the first team to win today. How does that make you feel?
I'm happy, the girls too are happy, our supporters are also happy.
And you're going to face Ampendakwa. They won the northern zone of the Women's Premier League last season, and unfortunately they lost to Hasaacas. It's a very good Hasaacas Ladies. How do you measure your chances against them going ahead?
Once we cross this hurdle, the next hurdle is Ampendakwa. And we are going back to the drawing board and work around the clock and make sure we beat them to Friday.
Coach in charge of Berry Ladies, Freeman Aponsa, believes that his team was the better side, despite the defeat to Soccer Intellectuals.
It wasn't bad, as you said. We played very well, only that we could not take our chances. We created more chances than them. We couldn't utilize our chances. It looks like anytime we got to their final third, our strikers were in haste. So I won't blame them. We started preparing for not even up to 2 weeks. So I won't blame them. As we started, it's not even up to 20 days now. So it's one of those games. It's not bad.
Meanwhile, coach of Ampendakwa Ladies, Stephen Sarkodie, and his counterparts in charge of Prisons Ladies, Akwoko Richard, are both eager to bounce back with victories after failing to win their first games.
They are a very good side, but we are just watching the loopholes within their team. That's why we are here. So afterwards, by the time we meet, we will know what to do to handle them. And of course, we haven't played them before. This is the first time we are going to play against them. So as a new team, both of them to come together, we'll go home and plan. So we know we'll win. For what we have seen, yeah, we'll win against them.
Back, you know, football, when you play, by all means, you'll be seeing some little mistakes. So we are going back to work on our mistakes and then come back to face our next match. So that we saw that we were having some problems in the midfield. So we are going to work on it and then come back and then play the second game. Yes, we came here purposely to win the cup. So we are sure by all means we will take the cup to Sunyane.
All right, and so Soccer Intellectuals are the first team to win their game here as the Medina.
Let's talk some rugby now, and Ghana's rugby team has completed their preparations for this weekend's 7th World Cup qualifiers at Apajo Stadium in Kumasi. Joy Sports Asari Bidiako was at their training ground and came through with this report.
The national rugby team is ready to do battle in the 7th World Cup qualifiers, which get underway in Kumasi this weekend. Ghana go head-to-head with Niger and Benin in Pool A, while Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso and Togo slag it out in Pool B of the 2-day event. Ahead of Ghana's opening game against Benin on November 27, head coach Lavmo Kuzurera is impressed with the team's pre-tournament preparations.
I believe we've exhausted everything we wanted to do during training time. We did a lot of attack and defense and strategies so that it can go into this tournament ready. As you can see, even today, we managed to play some friendlies with Togo. In the friendlies, we managed to see that the guys are really trying by all means to perform everything we have done in training. They are trying to apply it. The girls too, as you can see, the girls today, they also did one. We are looking at some 1 or 2, 3 combinations if they work, but I believe they'll work even on Saturday.
Captain of the team, Selim Gavo, believes the Eagles have what it takes to secure tickets to the 7th World Cup final qualifying round.
Look, I don't think anyone plays any sport to lose, so we're going there to win our first 3 games on day 1, and then we'll take it from there. Whatever we get drawn from there, we'll play it as it comes, but definitely focusing on the first game and then the next 2 after that on day 1. The spirit's unbelievable. It's always a pleasure being with the guys. Lots of smiles, lots of jokes, but the training has been very hard. It's been hot, which is always difficult for us coming over from South Africa, but it's been amazing, and I think this is one of the best vibes we've had in the camp in a while, so I think the guys are looking forward to the weekend.
In the women's category, Ghana clashes with Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Benin and Togo.
Asari Bidiakun with that report. Now let's talk about some Ballon d'Or stories and 2 players who have dominated the awards ceremony are Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll bring you a profile of these players ahead of the awards ceremony on Monday. And you have an opportunity of experiencing that on Monday live on Joy Prime when we start our build-up of the awards ceremony at 5 p.m. It's been a pleasure coming your way with AM Sports. I am Muftau Nabila Abla. You can head on to my joyonline.com and read some more sports stories. If you're a fan of Ghana Premier League, find your way to a venue near you and enjoy Ghana Premier League football this weekend. We appreciate your company this morning.